you have virtual appliances, and you have all these different assets that you want to maintain their availability during the process or during the steps that are involved to get those hosts updated from one version to another. I might add that as you're going through this process, if you're one of those individuals that's gone ahead and removed or set up HA with in ways that you don't have the ability to move virtual machines around and empty out a host entirely, well, you may want to add additional hardware or shut down virtual machines so that you can keep enough of those VMs up and running during this host update process. Upgrading ESXi can be done through one of many different ways. Many of them are very manual in nature. Others are a little bit easier to do. I'm going to explain one in detail and then just show you what the other ones are, or talk about what the other ones are, because the other ones, you have either already seen them or it's something you may or may not even do. Obviously the most trivial of all of these is just simply upgrading those hosts interactively, one at a time, from the DVD media that you have, or USB media, or whatever media is available to you. This is no different than putting the media in the drive and then booting off the disk and then installing ESX just like you did before in one of the earliest nuggets in this series. And so that process does indeed upgrade the host. Obviously, make sure that you've evacuated those virtual machines off first so that you have a clean upgrade path and you don't have to worry about there being any virtual machines around and accidentally making any mistakes with those virtual machines. There are two other upgrade processes that you can go through, both via an unattended installation and through the use of ESX CLI commands. And I kind of minimize these. They were somewhat valuable in version 4 because the ability to do unattended installation of ESX became useful as the size of an environment got very large. These two techniques are becoming less and less valuable these days because of the built-in automations that one gets through the tool, for example, the Vsphere Update Manager. Now this tool allows you to perform that fairly nice orchestrated upgrade across the hosts that you have, and you'll find that, well, it probably does exactly what you need it to do, just in the same way that it's done with the patches and the updates that you've applied with it in previous nuggets. There is one final solution that you can use, and that's using a new technology called Vsphere Auto Deploy. And I'm not going to get into too much detail with Vsphere Auto Deploy because it requires some command line work that can be a bit complicated, so the difficulty is a bit out of scope for this training. But Auto Deploy is a fairly intelligent solution that VMware has put together that effectively creates these stateless servers that exist in your environment that boot via DHCP, via a TFTP server, grab their configuration from a central repository, and then put the whole thing in RAM and then operate just like a vSphere ESX, or just like an ESX server normally would. Now, if you power these things down, there's nothing on the machines. Their entire operating system is more or less exists in RAM. So auto deploy is for this appliance type operating system that ESX is kind of intelligent because it again allows you to create this environment where the machine is nothing until it's booted, and then once it's booted it takes whatever sort of baseline that you've applied